What is going on, everybody? So, stream was originally going to be at freaking 5 because I had a freaking 8 to 4 shift today, but we had people like workers swarming at 1 o'clock, so they let me off early. So, we're rescheduled to 2 o'clock for the Q&A. So that definitely makes things easier. So it's not as late. I've done Q&As at 5 to 5:30 before, so you guys probably wouldn't have minded anyway. This just makes it easier on work behalf and stuff. So we'll give it a sec. Like, see, we've got 3 to 4 people in here. We'll give it a sec for maybe just a few little more, and then we'll get started. I'm just messing around with a few other settings. I could change the lighting now. That's freaking sick. Oh, holy god dang. Can only change it to a select few. But I like it. I can't tell what one I want. I'm definitely not going with that one. No, sorry guys. I'm just messing around with new settings for the frickin' streams. Maybe it's because I'm growing in frickin' subs or something? Maybe it's letting me do more? I mean, I would certainly hope so. Yeah, we'll just go with normal. I mean, they're cool, but hey, normal's best. All right, so we got a bunch of people in here now, so let's get started with the freaking Q&A. You guys said you're liking the Dale series and you're looking forward to the next What If? Sweet. Because what if Daryl died instead of Merle? Is the next story, and I came up with the conclusion that I'm the one who thought of that story. I thought someone recommended it to me, but I looked through Q&As every single one of my videos before I posted it on my community posts and on my community posts, and no one recommended it to me. So, but I know people recommended almost like 50% of the ones after that. So, it just made me really upset because I swear someone recommended it to me. But it doesn't matter. Just know that that's the next story. Expectations on the ones who live? I can't say I have any. People say they want the hype on it to match, like, people want the show to be as good as they're hyping it up to be, which I definitely think that it will. But expectations? I can't say I have any. But I'm gonna. It's either gonna come down to me doing a watch party before and after every episode, or during each episode, or I'm gonna have a before and after discussion on Discord about like thoughts before and after the episode, like each one. But that comes down to if I actually get a laptop or not, because I still gotta talk to my dad about all the ins and outs of that. But honestly, yeah, I don't really have any expectations. But yeah, let's go ahead and start with the Q&A. I was more or less just waiting for a few more people and messing around on frickin' settings. But I hope you guys have been doing good. Oh, what was I gonna say? For part 24 or 5 of Dale's story, it's gonna be going real in-depth. Like, it's gonna be another 2-parter flashback within flashbacks. And it's gonna have a lot of detail that you guys are gonna want to pay close attention to. And once I stopped doing the tournaments, my content started spiking up again, which I freaking knew it. But KJ's doing his own tournaments, which gives me time to do my crap, and I can still go on and enjoy his. So, KJ, Ren, it's honestly the same thing. But yeah, anyways, what if Merle never joined Woodbury and became leader of the Claimers? What if Merle joined the Claimers is already a saved what if? Ignore that. I don't know why I say that at this point. I mean, I poster up my phone enough to hoping that it doesn't fall, but yet for some reason it does not want to compute right, if that made sense. I know like 50% of you ain't gonna ignore it, but hey, not all of us have handy equipment at our disposal. Best handy equipment I've had is borrowing my friend UGN Kaz's freaking gaming equipment from time to time, but I ain't got enough to afford that kind of stuff. What if the Claimers were a group of saviors? If the Claimers, no, they wouldn't be. Because the Claimers, especially when we saw them get to Rick, Michonne, and Carl, we can very much identify what they were going to do to Michonne and Carl. Because Joe said, we'll have the girl, then the boy. That definitely meant that they were going to, you know, get raped. I don't like saying that stuff really, so I can't say that. I mean, David, one of the saviors, was involved with that, so I could do that, but at that point I would assume that you should just bring in all the saviors at once if you're really going to introduce the Claimers as a group of saviors. I feel like Little Timmy and his brigade, along with those other dudes in Season 6, that was the perfect time to introduce them. But I do have What If Rick Met Negan early and a bunch of Rick and Negan what ifs, so it's not like I'm going to ignore the premise of introducing Negan earlier, just not that way. What if Rick's group was in... So you mean, like, what if the groups flip-flopped? I have What If Madison's Family Joined Rick as a series, and I'm going to be doing a flip-flop What If Rick's family joined Madison, but flipping the groups around, I can't really do that. That is way too much changing. That would take way too much work, and that's way too hard of a task for me to be able to do. What if The Amazing Spider-Man and The Walking Dead were in the same universe, and the apocalypse started when people started to become lizard, resulting in lizard variant walkers? You know, I have what if Lizard was in The Walking Dead, but what if Lizard started The Walking Dead? That's actually not bad. I suppose that could work. Not a bad idea. I have a bunch of things replacing walkers, including Godzilla and frickin' Kong and everything, but that actually sounds right. If Jim is never bitten, I see him messing with the barn and the barn in season 2 before Sophia's reveal. I've done a What If Jim Survived before, but it really came down to Dr. Jenner mattering more, but not the story changing too much overall. It's an older What If, but a good enough premise for the character of Jim. You just have to go back and look for it. And if you want to look better, just go to my short The Walking Dead What If playlist, and you'll find it there. What if Shane joined the Claimers? I already have that saved. I don't know why I was thinking about that for a second. Sorry about that. We have a bunch of people passing away, apparently. What am I? Well, I hope you're not a troll and we're not trolling in the room here. But if you really want to know who I am, then the channel says it all. Nick, hosting Nick's Topics channel, where we talk about what if ideas and make them a reality if the idea is right. And you guys can make your own ideas or tell me your own ideas, and I shout out people for the ideas that they tell me. It's basically, and the Q&As and everything on Saturdays, those are to promote my channel further and for me and my audience to interact more. So there you go. A little fact of the day. But I don't want to. You gotta cut your hair, buddy. I'll have you know that I am not the only guy in the world with long hair. There are plenty of actors in the world and guys who have long hair, and I've never had my hair long in my life, and yeah, it's my choice. I want to have long hair for as long as I want to. Might get it trimmed maybe within the next, honestly, I don't know if and when I'm going to cut it. For now, I just want my hair to grow long. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Everybody hates me? Hello. Mateo, just leave the stream. Well, King, like with those other people and Lemonhead and everything, we can't control that. So, fun fact, my hair used to be blonde, and the roots for the past few months have been growing in blonde again. So maybe whenever it turns blonde again, I might just either keep it blonde or cut it all, and then it will be blonde for a good while, and then make it red again and grow it back. Start all over. That might just be the, plan overall. Hey, Goat. What if Chris came back instead of Troy? Well, Chris was already revealed to be dead, so I don't know how they would bring him back. And Chris was honestly a very pointless character. There was nothing likable about him at all. He made poor choices. He tried to kill Alicia and Madison and just ignored Travis over and over and over again just because he made the right choice with his mom. I could never... AI images or video clips? What do you mean? What if Eugene was a scientist in the CDC? That's nice. AI clips or normal stuff. What do you mean, Ren? What if Eugene worked at CDC. That actually works. Number 2. What if Rick's group met Abraham's group after CDC? I have that happening early. Either that or I got rid of it, because then it would just mirror the comics, which they met them early around then too. I need suggestions for my Instagram account. I'm trying to get rich. Oh, dang. I want to buy my own house as a teen? I'm trying to get money here and get monetized so I can move out too. Cool. All right, so we got 2 saved so far. What if Nick killed Troy? Well, Nick and Troy actually had a really good thing going on, so I don't see why that would be the case. Madison and, like, other people seemed like they wanted to kill Troy, but I definitely don't think that Nick was one who would do that. You ever play Telltale The Walking Dead game? Unfortunately, Ed, people have recommended I do that, but I can't do that. And there's a reason for that, because I got into The Walking Dead with the show. So it took me forever to get into Fear the Walking Dead and other stuff like that. So honestly, I don't want to get into a game. I got into The Walking Dead Destinies, even though it could have been done a lot better, because it actually mirrored the original show, which is how I got into The Walking Dead. And I'm not going to be doing anything comic related either. I only do nods from the comics and, like, maybe, you know, stuff like that. But for the Walking Dead Telltale games, for one thing, it's a bunch of games at once, and I am in no way, shape, or form able to buy any of them. And I don't want to play something comic related, especially because that's not how I got into the Walking Dead franchise. So I hope that makes sense. It would appear that we got a bunch of trolls, so if you'll excuse me. What if Dakota turned good and spared John? People have recommended Dakota what ifs before. I have John surviving and joining the Atlanta camp and Rick meeting John Dorie in Fear the Walking Dead. But for Dakota, I'll center her some way, shape, or form in John surviving. But as a centered what if for her, Dakota was really pointless. I have that exact same shirt. Nice. What are we talking about? This is a Q&A there, Marissa, on the Next Topics channel, where you can recommend what if ideas to me. We can talk about, like, anything that I've done on my channel or could do. Anything pretty much, you know, that centers around my channel. That's basically what it comes down to. It's about me interacting with fans and talking about, you know, stuff like that. Look, man, I don't want a playthrough. I was wondering if you knew the characters. I know about them, but like I said, I don't really get into stuff that's not, like, that didn't get me into the show. Does that make sense? By the way, are you ignoring me? No hard feelings if you are. Why would I ignore you, GM? You haven't done anything wrong. Have you ever been recognized? You mean like outside of YouTube? Like someone said like, hey, it's Nick from Nick's Topics. Not yet. But I feel that I'll get there. What if Ed wasn't abusive? I don't know. I've done What If Ed Survived before, and I'm gonna make a series, What If Ed Survived remake, within the next, like, I don't know, near the middle of this year, like maybe towards the end of it. But as for a What If that centers Ed being good, I don't know. I could do that, but I feel like it would mirror my What If Ed Survived remake, in which I'll make Ed good. So I don't think that I could do that. What if Noah never died? I have some Noah-centered what ifs saved for the future. Just might be a while before many of them appear on the channel. Nice shirt. Thank you. Got some hearts there in the corner. Think I'm caught up. So far, we're 22 minutes in. Got about 50 minutes left in the stream. We got 2 ideas saved, and yeah, that's where we're at for the moment. And I got rid of a bunch of those trolls. It doesn't really bother me anymore whenever it comes to trolls. And GMV, why would I ignore you? I've seen every one of your comments and I responded to them. Why'd you think I was ignoring you? What if The Walking Dead... Wait. What if The Walking Dead was a cruel game show and the main characters were kidnapped from the real world? That seems very convoluted. At that point, you better just make it a game. Nick, do you ever think you'll catch up with your what if schedule? How do you mean? I've literally got over I've got over like 200 ideas saved, and I'm doing all this and everything on purpose to save tons and tons. I want to, by the end of this year, to have, even with everything I'm doing, hopefully, like, the same, if not more ideas saved in my thing by the end of this year. And I'm doing all that because I want this channel to be alive for a long time. And it already is going to be for years to come. I'm doing all this on purpose. I don't have a schedule for my what ifs. I just have a schedule when I upload them. What do you mean you thought I was sorry? I'm so confused right now, GM. I hope you're not going to end in the next 5 years. You mean my YouTube channel? Of course not. I am not stopping YouTube. Give me a moment. I am not stopping YouTube until I'm the freaking best YouTuber. I'm talking better than freaking Mr. Beast. I'm talking about better than every single person on YouTube. I am never stopping until I'm at the top. And even then, I'm going to keep going. I am not going to stop YouTube until I'm at that point and then beyond. If I had to really tell you whenever I will give up YouTube, it's when I'm freaking 50 or 60. I'm not joking. Ever since I got on the YouTube platform when I was 15, my dream has been freaking YouTube, to be the best YouTuber, get big off it, and become rich. But also, I finally found something that I can do that other people like that actually makes me happy. So it's not just about the money anymore or getting big. Now it's about telling stories and making myself happy with my work. So, and you guys saying such nice stuff and everything and agreeing with my ideas and everything like that, that actually makes me feel more accomplished too, because it makes me know that you guys like my work just as much as I do. So I don't have to worry about it being a one-sided thing. I don't have to worry about getting on YouTube just because I want to get big, which was the original start of it. Now it's about getting on and doing stuff that makes people happy and makes me happy too. I know that was a lot at once, but I go in depth whenever I talk, if that wasn't already a clear-cut given. What if I was in The Walking Dead? I already made that a what if on my channel. You just have to look for it. And I plan to do a remake with me joining other Walking Dead groups in the future. Be sure about that many people give up due to it being a competitive place. I don't care if it's competitive or not. I know that. I will keep going until I'm at the top and beyond. What if Michonne blew up the bridge instead? Sure. Daryl blew up the bridge and that's gonna happen, so sure, I can do that. Do you like Hunger Games? Well, I've never gotten into the franchise, but one of the show and movie franchises that I actually have marked down for after Pokemon, because that's what I'm on right now. And then it's Naruto, and I think Hunger Games comes straight after, because I got a schedule for that ever since about like a few months ago, like earlier near the middle of, or near the end of 2023, I put down a schedule of what I'm going to do, like what I'm going to watch and everything, to mark down extra ideas. Because working ahead is my thing, because if I'm more ahead of schedule, even though, you know, my Dale project, I was like literally in production during my uploading of it. It only took me till last week to finish production. But anyways, if I'm more ahead of schedule, then that gives me closure, because it makes me not have to worry about being behind and making stuff last minute. Because if you guys remember any like oldies from day one of being on my channel, that used to be how it was. I used to have like, I would do stuff last minute and basically come up with stuff on the fly. So yeah. An upload schedule? That's smart. Yeah, my upload schedule, if you're new here, is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday uploads of stories, and then Saturday Q&As. What's your content? All right, Finnick, the content here is what if ideas about any show or movie-based franchise, and you guys are capable of recommending me what if ideas, and I think of a bunch myself, and this is what differentiates me from all those other millions of what if YouTubers. I go into ideas that people either explore very smallly or won't go into at all. Or if they get into a certain idea, I do it so much differently that the original person, it either maybe doesn't go to their level or expands beyond it. But I'm not going to push anyone down for what they do, because I love a lot of the what if people's work. You're going to go down in history as one of the best storytellers and Walking Dead creators. Don't forget, GMB, The Walking Dead might have sparked this channel and made it really, really big. Well, it's not really big, obviously, but big to the point where I have like 10 videos with over freaking like 1,000 views and bunches of likes. But The Walking Dead is not the only thing I do on this channel. The reason I'm doing it a bunch right now, and the reason I stopped doing Dragon Ball ideas and Marvel ideas and Lord of the Rings ideas and everything, and the reason I'm not doing anything else besides The Walking Dead right now, is because I want to focus on one genre at a time. And I already have probably over 50 to 60 Walking Dead ideas saved in my thing, possibly 100, especially right now, because of you guys. And I know it'll be a long time before I get to many other shows or genres or anything, but that's precisely why I'm saving and going ahead all this time, because I want the channel to stay alive for as long as I just said. And if I focus on one genre at a time, one commenter told me in an old video, hey, you should invest in a good mix like all those other guys. And I'm like, I could do that, but if I focus on one genre at a time, it makes me feel better because I'm a multitasker. I can do that, but that's just way, 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 way too much work. Especially if I'm doing a story. Like if I were posting something else during the Dale story, which is going to be 40 parts, maybe even a little over, then my mind would just get crushed and I'd probably cancel it, the project or something. And I don't want to do that. So there's a little bit of truth for you why I only focus on one genre at a time. What if Rick had the ray gun from Call of Duty? Yeah, that's definitely way too overpowered. It's a laser weapon. Hey, Nick. What's up, King? One Piece should be at the end of the list. It's not actually at the end. It's somewhere between the middle, if not maybe close to the end, but it's definitely on there. One Piece isn't going to end for 5 more years. Same, One Piece is too long for me. I'll be watching Naruto next, most likely. BRB. Who the heck said One Piece is too long? If you think One Piece is too long, look at Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball has been going on since the freaking 80s to 90s, and it's still pumping out content. True, One Piece has a bunch of stuff, but Dragon Ball overall is the #1 anime, and this is true in, it's pretty much known to be the #1 Japanese anime because of all the stuff that it has brought out since the 90s. What if the Claimers were part of the Prisoners? I have the Claimers turning good and many other Claimer stories, but the Prisoners and the Claimers, those two groups don't really fit together. What if Walker's, Rick, and company stayed with the I'm confused by that. What if Sophia was found by Merle and the governor, and I have what if Sophia joined Woodbury as a what if idea. And you should definitely watch What If Sophia Joined Negan. What's your name? You know me. You should definitely watch What If Sophia Joined Negan, and people have said that that's like their #1 top story, besides What If Madison's Family Joined Rick, and currently my Dale remake. They've actually said that those two are their top favorite stories, because I went very in-depth with them. That twist with the characters dying in Woodbury in your What If Dale lived still blows my mind. Yeah, you're not alone. It blows my own. And yeah. If you think the story, how it's gone and how it's going to go, is going to be rough, you have absolutely no idea how the ending is going to turn out. And if future stories, like even the ones that I'm working on for the future, end up going down a similar path, I might do, like, similar endings. What if Daryl dated Maggie? That, I think I have that saved. By the way, it's my birthday on... Nice! What if Joe from the Claimers escaped Rick before he could bite his throat out and became a long-running villain? Yeah, how about we not say that there, Elias, and go away! Hi there, VFL? Geez, we've been getting a lot of people these past few streams. What if Joe from the Claimers escaped Rick before... I don't know how Joe... That's another Claimer what if I can't wrap my head around. I have a future what if saved for Len, the guy who got into a fight with Daryl and everything and got beat up by the other Claimers. But Joe, I definitely don't know how he could become a centered character. I have what if Joe and Daryl were brothers, so, I mean, I'm doing that, but as for a centered idea like that, I really don't know how I could do that. It's my birthday today. We got a bunch of birthday people in here. Either that or some of you are trolling. We shouldn't really talk about some of those things on the thing anyway. As long as you guys aren't disclosing your ages, which is the main concern, that's okay, but we should definitely keep stuff like that off the internet, because me and my family have always had an internet safety thing where you should only say certain stuff on the internet. I finally caught up with comments. How many people of the 780 subscribers do you think are actual fans and like people who watch all your videos? I would hope all of them, but I can't say that because I just looked a few days ago and I've said it before on the channel and made community posts. 50% is not subscribed, but people have those problems. I'm not going to force people to subscribe, but if you're talking about actual subscribers, then I would hope all of them. But if people don't have time, I'm not going to force people to watch my stuff. If you don't want to watch my stuff, that's fine. I'm not going to force it upon you, but if you like my stuff, then great. I definitely appreciate you for that. What if Merle went back to prison instead of taking Glenn and Maggie to the governor? I have a bunch of Merle-centered what-ifs, and I've done them on the channel, but that one I can't really do. I have what if Daryl died instead of Merle as my next story after my Dale remake, which Merle's going to become essentially the new Daryl Dixon. So, yeah. You play Fortnite? Yeah. What if Shane never had feelings for Lori? People have recommended me Shane and Lori ideas, some of them actually being dark, but I think I might or might not have that one saved. If I don't, then it's probably for a reason. I just don't remember. Like Arrowverse? No, I have not. What if Lizzie joined the Saviors? That one I can't really do because it wouldn't work for Lizzie's character. But I do have what if Lizzie joined Alpha. It's a 21-minute video, and I'm going to be doing a remake. If you watch it, wonder why there's going to be a remake for it, it's because I want to make it sort of better than what it was, even though it was good. So, yeah. What if Carol never killed Lizzie? Yeah, what if Lizzie joined Alpha was the best you're going to get out of that? What if Ed killed Carol? Well, then, if Ed killed Carol, then he would have most likely gotten himself killed. Yeah, then Carol's a spin-off character, so killing her, unless you have someone to replace her, would just be a dumb move. Longer? Most likely. Either that or it will be turned into a mini-series there, King. I don't know why I didn't turn it into a series as a whole, but that original video to me more or less seemed like a good enough standing point to make the video, and that was one of the last Walking Dead ideas before I really got a grasp on how to tell stories properly. You get what I'm saying? Because many of you, I bet, can agree. My stories definitely could have used a lot better prowess. Even though my first ever video on the channel, What If Rick Exiled Shane the Original, Part 1, somehow that has over 4,000 freaking views and is almost one of my most popular videos on my channel. I don't know how exactly, but even I don't understand how even a... And think about it this way. My second most popular video on my channel, What If the Governor Met Negan the Original? Not the series, but the original. Somehow, that is my second most popular video on my channel with over 7,500 views, over I think 200 likes, and a bunch of comments. But my What If Rick Met Negan Before Alexandria, see, I delved into that a little bit better, I feel. And it's not like most of my old stories were crappy, but I just feel like many of you can agree that I could have done better, right? I don't know how we have this many people and only 3 ideas. Either that or I need to like catch up with comments. Because I know I've been reading all the comments, but I'm like talking way too much and I'm sorry for that. What if Sophia met Michonne? Let me think. I don't know. I suppose I could do that, but then that would almost be like Woodbury all over again. Like, what if Sophia joined Woodbury, which is already going to be a thing? But I suppose I could do that. I just have to make it different. What if Michonne got shot? Michonne was at a different place, and Axel is no Michonne by any means. And she's a spin-off character. If Rick had killed Pete, I already have a what if planned, which is what if Rick got exiled from Alexandria. So that would be literally that. So, yeah. What if Merle never joined Woodbury and met Eastman? What if Merle met Eastman, I believe, is saved. Crazy. I was crazy once they locked me in a room, especially a rubber room filled. Okay. Axel. See, anyone dying besides Axel in that sense, you can't replace Axel for any of them. He really just didn't do much. And I've made Axel survive before, but just as a singular character. So it didn't do much. What if Michonne met Eastman? I feel like they were way too far apart, but Sophia meeting Eastman, that's saved. What if Morgan was kidnapped by the hospital? Morgan was farther away from Atlanta and was actually on his way to the church and most likely just getting away from Eastman by the time all that happened, so that's not logical. What if Beth never got kidnapped? I have a Beth story and many of other Beth stories planned for the future, so you'll get ideas like that. And I've made Beth survive before without that scenario happening. What if Negan killed Father Gabriel? Well, then Negan would take even longer to get out. So ultimately, he needed Father Gabriel. Even though in my What If Laurie Survived, he did get out, it did take a lot more effort. So just follow that for context. Honestly, that Ed killing Carol, in my opinion, would be an accident, because if he didn't care about Carol and Sophia, he would have fed them to the walkers at the start. But you're forgetting one thing. Ironically, Ed Pelletier. You're forgetting one thing about abusive people and bad people like that. You're forgetting one thing. They might care about their lovers, but they don't show it in any way, shape, or form. So, I really, 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 really don't think that Ed cared about his wife or his daughter. Because I just, people, okay. Pete definitely seemed a lot more reasonable. Ed, no. When do you think someone's going to make a video about your channel? Maybe whenever it gets bigger, is what I would say. What if the governor was never a bad guy? The only way he wouldn't become a bad guy is how it did happen in Destinies. The governor's daughter doesn't die. So, yeah. And I'm already going to do that as a saved what if. And it's going to mirror what the Walking Dead Destinies did. But different, because I'm not going to... That would be stealing. What if Michonne never showed up at the formula? Then what would be the point of showing up? Judith would die. What if Merle met Rosita, Abraham, and Eugene? Well, I feel like Abraham, Rosita, and Eugene were farther away at the time. So at that point, I'd have to throw in a comic twist. And I don't want to throw in too much comic stuff. I'm going to be doing a bunch of comic stuff, but there's a limit. Do you have one where Oscar lives? As a centered character? No. But I have made him survive longer than his original death date in other stories before. What if Abraham, Rosita, and Eugene met Eastman? What if... Technically, in my what if Eastman survived, that happened in a way, question mark? And in my Dale story, if you guys have been keeping up with that, it has happened. But that's the best you're going to get, because for a single story, I can't really think of how I would do that. Do you know Jesus Christ? Sure. What if Eastman joined Fear? Then that would be like a what if Eastman survived, but he doesn't go with Morgan. So I can't think of how would he enter into Fear the Walking Dead though. So let me get this straight. This would be like a what if Eastman survived, but he doesn't go with Morgan, and instead he meets the people in Fear. But how would that entrance go into play, and how would Morgan reunite with him? That's all I want to know. Otherwise, you got yourself a deal. Do you like Twilight? Yes. I will be getting into what ifs on that. Not for the longest time uploading, but I will be saving them within the next, I'll give you year. Something like that. What if Gabe killed Negan? Yeah, he tried that and failed, and Negan's no slouch. So, yeah. I think all Gabriel wanted from him was a confession, and he did attack, but Gabriel didn't show to be a true killer until season 9. Yes. What if Morgan killed Eastman? Well, then Morgan would remain crazy forever, get himself killed, and then you would miss out on a Fear the Walking Dead character and possibly a spin-off character, because we're going to be getting a Morgan and Rick reunite, either in The Ones Who Live or something like that, definitely. So, forget it. I'm sorry. What if Merle joined the Reapers? Saved. What if the governor didn't attack the prison? I would see no reason what would change his mind. After the governor's daughter died, he was crazy, so you can't really change him from that. You are male trafficking families on my account. What? Get out of here. You look 9. No. You get out of here too. What if Lee from... I don't cover Telltale Games stuff. What are we talking about right now? Someone else explain. What if Abraham's group met Alpha? That's definitely a very far-fetched thing. And Rosita and Eugene, they did meet Alpha. Abraham, I've had him meet Alpha before too, and in my old What If Rick Exiled Shane, very much like a context, mind you, he actually died instead of Jesus. What if Sherry never let Daryl out? Well, I feel that Daryl would escape around the same time, except it would probably take a little bit more effort, but it would only make the story a little bit longer, and maybe get a few extra people killed, but I don't see too much else changing. What if Eastman met Alpha? In my What If Eastman Survived, he does meet Alpha, and, spoiler alert, he actually gets killed by Alpha. What if T-Dog never changed the door and let Merle get eaten? Someone actually recommended me that in the last Q&A, and that's a now saved idea. What if Beth met Eastman? I think... my What If Dale Survived is going to have that happen in some way, shape, or form, although Eastman and Beth aren't going to have direct interactions, and even if they did, I don't feel like... Beth and Eastman don't really, like... their characters, I don't feel marked together. Not like a couple, but just as a whole. Same with Morgan. I don't think that Eastman or Morgan would be able to get kidnapped by the hospital because nothing but walkers ever came by Eastman in the entirety of him being there. So for people to just show up there randomly, except the people that I obviously have saved there, meeting them in some way, shape, or form, granted it's just one person, that's different. What if Morgan and Dwayne met Rick's group after the CDC? I think I have ideas like that saved. And also, what if Dwayne never existed? What if Morgan died and Dwayne lived? What if Morgan shot Jenny, which is actually the next what if after What If Daryl died instead of Merle? What if Morgan shot Jenny? What if Rick was saved by Alpha? You know, whenever I did What If Rick was saved by the Reapers, although I could have done a lot better on that one too, it's a two-parter, I brought up the idea about doing What If Rick was saved by the Whisperers, but even said to the audience that it sounded really convoluted and like, why would the Whisperers bother unless they saw Rick as a strong addition for the clan? I say clan, but you guys get what I mean. But then I thought about it more and more, and that idea is actually going to happen a lot sooner than you might think. So just know that it's there. If Aaron died, I don't know who besides Eric would be upset at that. Maybe everyone would be upset, but Aaron, his character didn't really do much. We got 4 ideas saved, by the way. It isn't a big deal. We've had 4 ideas in a Q&A before. It just matters that we're all talking and we're all getting along and everything like that. Anyways, it doesn't matter how many ideas we have. But anyways, along with Aaron and Sasha, if Aaron had died, his character didn't really do much. The only thing that his character did was introduce the group to Alexandria, help out in small occasions with Daryl and Rick. He got his arm hit by the log and got a cool spiky arm, which is probably the best part about him. And Eric died, so we had to feel sorry for him and sympathy and all that bullcrap. And then he had moments with Negan. But other than that, Aaron's character, he should have died before the finale, or at the finale. If anything, he should have died instead of Rosita. But the only reason Rosita died is because Christian Serratos didn't want to go on to spinoffs. She felt like dying at the end was reasonable. But Aaron, heck, Father Gabriel did more than Aaron. Oh yeah, that's right, Aaron and Gabriel had a side moment in season 10. But still, Aaron should have died, like, a lot sooner, like, or just in general. He didn't do almost anything. But anyways, for Sasha, if you kill anyone besides Abraham first, Abraham rushes, everyone gets their guns, and either everyone kills Negan and the saviors in that area once Abraham takes control, or they all get put in their place, another person dies, the entire story goes per normal, or everyone dies or everyone submits to Negan. It's not a good scenario. What if Luciana got shot instead of Nick? Why would Luciana get shot? Charlie would have to know that they were together, for one thing. And for another, Charlie said that she was just a kid and she got scared and pulled the trigger. We were all mad at her, but she told Madison the truth. I liked Charlie a lot more than I did Dakota, because Dakota just straight up murdered John. But Charlie honestly had much better room to stand on. But as for Luciana, how would Charlie know they were together? What if Tyrese survived? That's saved. What if Glenn died at Terminus? That's saved, or I might have scrapped it, because Glenn, even though he died in season 7, he's still a great character, but I believe I saved that. I looked at it in my gallery. What if the governor met Eastman? That's saved. What if the governor met Reapers? That's saved. At this point, I'm not answering if I'm a guy or a girl, because there's too many people asking it. What if Lori and Carl died during the Walker attack at the Atlanta camp? Well, then Rick and Shane would be ultimately darker. And honestly, I feel like Rick and Shane would either, one would kill the other and the entire group would be dark from then on out. And the group would honestly have like almost no room to stand on for the rest of the series. That's not a good scenario. What if Negan and the Okay, that's very convoluted. Oh, geez. I've had Ron's name floating around in my head for the past 10 minutes, and it's telling me to say, what if Ron survived? Well, unfortunately, I can't do that, because Ron is just not a character who I even see. I don't like Ron, and even if I did, Ron surviving, I don't think it would matter. What if... wasn't there something else? I feel like I missed something. Oh, I accidentally hid the wrong guy. Oh, I hid Yunomi instead of that other troll. Hold on. Aw, man. I just made a dumb mistake. Dang it. Yunomi, I don't know if I can unhide you. You might have to get on another account. I meant to hide another troll. What if Eastman met Beta? I don't know how I could do that. What if the governor found Alexandria? Okay, I think I'm good now. Yunomi, you might have to get on a different account, because I accidentally hid you instead of one of those other trolls. I thought you were one of them or something. I must have made a mistake. I'm sorry. What if the governor found Alexandria? If you watch my What if the governor went to Terminus story, which is 20 minutes long, it's one of my older videos, but actually one of my most popular, he does go to Alexandria and he actually conquers it. And Rick and Negan actually team up in that story. I'm talking Rick from prison and Negan whenever he was still a leader of the Saviors. They actually team up against the governor, and the governor literally, and the battle turns Alexandria into a barren wasteland. So you should definitely watch that story. What if Merle killed the governor? I have what if Andrea led Woodbury, but Merle, I actually have what if Daryl died instead of Merle, where I'm going to do something like that, but I can't spoil it. That would actually be the best way to introduce Jesus as a main character, but my what if Eastman survived and other stories, I've actually made Jesus matter a lot. And in my what if Eastman survived, Jesus became like the strongest character in the entire Walking Dead. He became like superhuman, already like past what he was. So you should watch that one. That's the best I'm going to do for a Jesus themed what if. What if Maggie was kidnapped by the hospital? Saved. What if Lizzie and Mika were kidnapped by the hospital? They were already dead, so I can't really do that. I mean, I think I saved that. No, because Beth got kidnapped before they died, so I might have saved that previously. What if Rick was kidnapped by the hospital? Saved. What if Lizzie met Eastman? Yeah. I feel like Lizzie joining Alpha is the best case for her, because her character, just who she was, if anything, she'd just try to kill Eastman or something in his sleep, maybe get out of the cell some way, shape, or form. I honestly think that the best case scenario is just Lizzie joining Alpha. What if Travis and Chris joined Virginia Ranch? Sure. I mean, that is a far way away from where they were from. But I think I could do it. Oh, we got 5 ideas. Like I said, it doesn't matter how little or many the ideas that we get for each Q&A. All that matters is that you guys enjoy the streams and we're all getting along and talking with each other. What if Lizzie was bit by a walker and she played with it before Carol could save her? Then there would almost be like a what if Mika survived, but I've made Mika survive, like, even to the end in my What If Sophia Joined Negan story. So honestly, that would almost copy material. Or if anything, it would just be a small what if idea. Oh, you're back. Nice. What if the Commonwealth saved Rick? I don't think I have that saved yet. I don't know why I didn't. That would actually be an epic finale. I can't tell whether or not I saved that or not, but I don't think I did. I'll make it extended to 1 hour and 15, so 10 more minutes, because I had to get rid of a bunch of people. Maybe I should just make it 1 hour and 15 from now on, honestly. I'm sure you guys don't mind that either. What if Leah joined Daryl? I have Leah and Daryl centered what ifs. That might be one of them. I think it is. What if Negan killed Sasha? If you think about it, Gargiulio, he technically did kill her, But because if he hadn't brought out the coffin for Sasha, then she wouldn't have been able to take the pill, which would have ended her life. So in a way, that's sort of Negan's fault. What if the governor found the Commonwealth? Saved. What if Carol returned to the prison? It would almost be no reason to go back because Carol saw the ending. So if anything, she would just see people walking out, which is most likely what happened. I don't think I could really make that a centered idea. What if Pamela and Sebastian? Well, nobody would lead the Commonwealth then, and then Lance would join because he's a sibling of Pamela. So then you would have no Commonwealth. So can't do that. What if Rick lost a leg? I've made Rick lose an arm in my What If the Governor Joined Negan remake, but losing an eye, you can't limit Rick Grimes like that, especially in the show, which is why they haven't done it to Rick in the show, because even though the comics made him a freaking god with one arm, he still died. What if the governor joined the CRM? Saved. What if Negan killed Aaron? Who's Aaron? Oh, you mean you spelled Aaron wrong. Wait, Lance was a sibling of Pamela? Yeah! Lance was her friggin' brother. She stated it several times. What if Rick killed Negan's first roadblock? I'm confused by the wording of that and how it would matter as a story. But we have 6 ideas, so it's not like this stream has been awful. And even with a few ideas, it wouldn't be awful. What if Carol met Eastman? I have Carol joining other groups, and I believe that that is one of them. What if the Saviors found Woodbury? I have Governor and Negan What If's already done on the channel, and ones for the future, but that's not one of them. Just can't find a plausible story behind it. I need to drink water from the same mouth without spilling it. You want to know how I do that? Really? It's because I'm a boss. Which is why I'm an awesome storyteller. Roadblock led to the lineup. What if you just went through the roadblock? I feel like the lineup would have happened regardless. They weren't getting out of that. The protein bar. Oh my god. Why do you guys think the protein bar would have mattered? What if Carol Tyrus and Mika found Terminus earlier? I doubt it would have mattered. They would have had to have teleported there. What if Negan killed Eugene? I believe that's saved, and if it's not, like I said, you kill anyone besides freaking Abraham in that situation, then you're basically dooming either the group or Negan. What if Carol met Negan? That's saved. No, you're fine. What if Simon decided who killed in the lineup? I have what if Simon had Lucille instead of Negan, so essentially you could call that your idea. What if Dwayne never died and became Elijah? I have what if Morgan shot Jenny soon coming up within the next few months, and then what if Morgan died instead of Dwayne, and a few other Dwayne and Morgan's what ifs. So, yeah. Same here. What if Abraham's group met the Reapers? See, Abraham's group meaning anyone besides possibly Negan's just doesn't seem logical to me. And Abraham meeting the Commonwealth and everything, it's different whenever it comes down to the groups and the singular people. I try to think of details and like logical sense, and if it's a good kind of silly, I work with it, but if it sounds too silly or not logical enough, I've done very convoluted stories, don't get me wrong, but if a story sounds too convoluted or like just not like logical enough for me to do, I can't do it. That's basically what it comes down to. What if Troy survived? So what if Troy actually survived? Yeah, that's saved. And what if Troy actually died is also a what if too. What if Eugene never confessed to making the bullets? So, like, what if Eugene obeyed the Saviors for real? Well, I have a what if, an old one called What If Negan Won the War in Season 8. And that's essentially what happens. Eugene, how the what if happens, is Eugene never betrayed the Saviors. So that's already done. What if Lucille lived alongside Negan? That's actually already done too. And what if Lucille killed Negan? And what if Lucille survived and Negan had cancer? Or what if's done or saved already? What if Shiva survived? That's saved. I was going to suggest Abraham meeting Madison's group, but the timeline won't fit the story. Technically, I made Daniel and Abraham a sick duo in my What If Madison's Family Joined Rick, and I would say that my What If Rick's group to join Madison would fit that bill too, but Abraham's group wouldn't be going along, so no Abraham or Daniel in that story. Do you like Dragon Ball Z? Yeah, I actually love Dragon Ball Z. It's been my favorite anime since I was 7, whenever Dragon Ball Z Kai was still airing on TV. And ever since then, I've been a huge freaking Dragon Ball fan. It's actually the only anime I've watched up until this point, and I'm finally getting into Pokemon, Naruto, One Piece, and a bunch of other stuff. What if Rick didn't kill Lou and successfully escaped the house? Well, then it would just be one extra claimer and it would hardly matter. But I do have what if Rick killed Joe instead of Lou, where the claimers are leaderless, so that'll happen. If you had the chance, would you be a walker in The Walking Dead? In my What If Nick was in The Walking Dead remake, I'm going to touch upon that maybe, but I mean, I guess? What if Abraham's group was kidnapped by the hospital? I think I have all of them as separate people getting kidnapped, but as the whole group, no. What if Simon escaped Sanctuary and became the Reaper's leader? Well, Simon was already you know what? That actually works. What I can actually make... What do you know? I can actually make a Simon what if that works for his centered character, besides What If Simon Killed Negan and What If Simon Killed Negan the remake. Now I can actually do it. What If Simon Survived is finally going to be done. You know what? Wow. The middle of 2023 and the beginning of this year, you guys have actually came up with like freaking good stuff for me to be able to do single character what ifs. And I thank you guys for that. The only way Eugene would make the bullets for Rick and not Negan was if Eugene didn't go with Negan. Chris is not worth surviving. If Daryl would have a cat, you might as well give him a friggin'... You might as well give him another tiger. But a cat? And Leah was in charge of dog. Remember that? So, yeah. What if Eugene was the only one alive when he ran into Glenn and Tara? Huh. Eugene alone. So no Rosita or Abraham at all? Dang. What if Batman was in The Walking Dead? That's saved. I've done What If Amy Survived before, and I'm going to be doing a remake on it. I've done What If Jim Survived before. I've done What If Ed Survived. I'm going to do a remake of that too. So I've done characters like that. If walkers could talk, you might as well freaking make them, like, pure human at that point. What if Alicia died instead of Nick? I believe I have that done, or Alicia died instead of Travis, and Madison died instead of Travis. But, see, I don't think that Charlie would have killed anyone or accidentally killed anyone besides Nick, and Nick was a mistake. She didn't mean to do that. She literally made a mistake. Dakota straight up murdered John. What if Andrea got Amy's death? That's saved. All right, we're going to end the stream right here. We have gone a little bit over the time limit for the stream, but you guys have given me 8 ideas for the stream, which is good enough. Like I said, it never matters whether we have small or big ideas for each Q&A. What matters is that you guys get on here and we all enjoy ourselves and everything like that. But I do thank you guys for the 8 ideas on here. And surprisingly, The Walking Dead, for the 2 years that I've been on this channel, you guys have pumped out consistent The Walking Dead content along with crossover content for The Walking Dead. So we're going to be on The Walking Dead on my channel for possibly the next 2 years. And I know that sounds like a long time, but yeah, it's definitely what I think is going to happen. But that does not mean that I'm never going to do anything else on this channel ever again. Like I said, I have over 200 ideas saved, and more keep coming every day, especially with what I'm watching and what you guys keep producing. In any case, that's why I try to do my stories fast while also making them good and detailed, which you guys never have a problem with, like, what's going on and everything like that. And everything. Could stretch that to 4. Yeah, possibly. But yeah, 8 ideas. Thank you guys for joining the stream today. And thanks for the ideas. And what else? What else? What else? I will see you guys next Saturday for the next Q&A. Monday for the next episode of Dale. And any Q&A questions that you did not get to post or I did not see or like talk about before the Q&A ended, feel free to in the comments of this stream or any single one of my videos. It literally does not matter. Or community posts or whatever. It don't matter. If you missed an idea or want to say more or anything like that, you are more than welcome to on any of my other videos. But other than that, anyone who's on me with Discord and everything, we can chat after the stream ends here. But other than that, oh, and KJ Ren's tournament is tomorrow for anyone who wants to do his stuff. With all that out of the way, I am thankful for the ideas that you guys recommended here, and I will catch you guys later.